Hi, welcome to O2 Life. My name is Kerrie Schur, and today we are going to explore O2 prenatal flow. My Spotify playlist will be linked below this video, and I hope you enjoy today's practice. All right, so let's come to a comfortable seat, and if you like, you could prop yourself up if you have a pillow or a bolster at home or even a block. And you can place one foot in front of the other and let your palms rest on your knees. The palms can either rest down or you could have them up and open. And allow your eyes to gently close. And give yourself an opportunity to transition from whatever you've been up to prior to this class today, whatever has been swirling in the background. Just giving yourself permission to shift, and I find the best way to do that is by tuning into your breath. So notice the quality of your breath as you begin. And perhaps it feels a little shallow, like you're only breathing from that upper area of the chest. So simply name and note to yourself how your breath is as you're beginning. And then over your next few cycles of breath, I'm going to gradually allow your breath to deepen and lengthen. And watch your breath as it flows in your nose. And then as you exhale, open your mouth and let the breath flow out. And take several more rounds of breath like that. Nice deep breath in the nose. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. Continuing to find that deep, nourishing breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth and soften your shoulders. And take two more like that. And once you're feeling satisfied with that exhale through the mouth, you can come into simple Ujjayi breath. So breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Giving yourself the opportunity to smooth out your breath. And bringing yourself into a sense of your center. As you breathe in, watch the breath flow in your nose and then visualize it traveling down all the way to your tailbone. As you exhale, breath flows up your spine and out through the crown of your head. So you're tracing this line of energy up and down your spine. Just allowing yourself to center, to focus on your breath. And you might choose to rest your palms kind of right on your belly as you're taking these even, nourishing Ujjayi breaths, visualizing this deeper breath, nourishing the being growing inside of you. And you might take this moment to set some simple intention for this practice. Whatever feels aligned for you today. It might be some prayer you have, some gratitude or appreciation, be some little message you want to send to your baby. Whatever that is, it could be simple. It could simply be to stay connected to breath and give yourself the space and time to unwind and take care of yourself. And drawing the palms to meet right at the heart. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, open mouth, let it go. And then gradually opening your eyes, coming back into your space. And make your way nice and slow right out to a tabletop shape. So as you climb to tabletop, coming to hands and knees, you can either be flat on your palms or you might come to your fists, whatever feels better on your wrists. Your knees are tracking right over your hips. So you feel like you have a firm foundation beneath you. And as you inhale, look forward, arch your spine. As you exhale, round your spine. Inhale and arch. Exhale and round. Now dropping in with simple cat and cow breath to warm up your spine, to release any stale or stagnant energy that may be lingering along the spine. Nice simple movement to create a sense of more ease. Noticing your range of motion. And as you're moving and breathing here, simply noticing how your body is feeling today. Of checking in. And meeting yourself right where you are. Good. So let's take one more full cow and cat movement. And then from here, you're going to make your way into a wide leg child's pose. So take your knees out toward the blade edge of your mat. And then you'll slowly draw the palms forward and let your forehead rest on your mat. And take 5 full breaths here. Sending that breath down into your low back, into your hips. And with every exhale, just softening your jaw and feel free to breathe out your mouth to encourage that release and relaxation around the jaw. Take one more deep breath in here. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. On your next breath in, nice and slow, come back up into tabletop. Exhale as you arrive and come to the balls of your feet. Create this anchor through the balls of your feet and keep your hips tracking right over your knees. Going to stretch the palms forward and find puppy pose. So the hips stay high. And the chest draws down, taking a nice deep breath in and full breath out. And take 3 more breaths here. And notice what is happening along your spine. For me, when I come into this shape, my awareness goes right into my upper back, that area behind the energetic heart, in between the shoulder blades. So as you're breathing here, you might explore sending the breath as you inhale right into the upper back, in between the shoulder blades, behind the heart. And as you exhale, let the front of the heart, the chest, soften down toward the mat. Take one more deep inhale. Full exhale. On your next breath in, you're going to walk your palms back underneath the shoulders and lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. So find that just right placement of palms and feet coming into downward facing dog, stretching the backs of the legs. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale it out. You could bend one knee and then the other here. opening up through the backs of the legs. Just a few more breaths, enjoying this opportunity to explore downward facing dog. Notice what's happening in your body. As you take your next breath in, can you visualize that breath flowing down into your tailbone? As you exhale, that breath flowing up the spine and out through the crown of your head. So you create like a wave motion up and down the spine. Last deep breath in, full breath out. And then take a nice wide and slow walk to the top of your mat. So you'll find a forward bend here, and you'll walk your feet really wide, giving yourself space. So feet come out toward the blade edge of your mat, and let yourself bend into your knees. Kind of easing into this forward bend. As you inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, fold. On your next breath in, press down into the feet. Stay rooted in your feet as you rise up with a long spine and take your arms out wide. The arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, take them right down into the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. As you exhale, right palm takes the left wrist. You're going to clasp your left wrist and stretch through the side of your body. The gaze draws down to your right pinky toe. Then inhale, come back through center. Exhale, clasp the opposite wrist and gaze down left pinky toe. Inhale it through center. Reach the fingertips high. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower down into a squat, malasana. So the hips lower down. Again, feet are nice and wide here as you come into your squat. And as you land in this shape, you might play with shifting side to side, and coming up onto the balls of your feet. So find a little movement through the hips. You can use your elbows to press into your inner thighs to kind of create a little opening here. So find that. Just a little movement here side to side. And once you're feeling satisfied with that, go ahead and come back to a still point, pausing in your squat. Nice deep breath in, lift the head. And then as you exhale, bow the forehead toward the fingertips. Inhale, you're going to lift your hips. Fingertips come down to support that lifting of the hips. Exhale and fold. As you inhale, step back with your right foot and lower your back knee down for a lunge as you exhale. Inhale, look forward and come into a lunge. As you exhale, you're going to shift your hips back and bow over that left leg. A little dynamic movement here to create some opening through the front of your right leg, front of the hip, and the back of the left leg. Moving with your breath, letting that ujjayi breath, that even breath, guide your movement. Inhale and exhale to come back. On your next breath in, come on forward. As you exhale, take that left knee back. To meet the right, you're back in a tabletop, and then keep the hips high. You're going to stretch your palms forward, finding that moment in puppy pose. On your next breath in, walk your palms back under the shoulders, and then shift your hips all the way back. And lower yourself down into child's pose. You're going to take your fingertips wide. This is kind of like a child's pose cobra hybrid to modify for our growing bellies. As you inhale, lift the chest. So the fingertips are nice and wide here. Your knees are wide. And then exhale, lower the forehead down. Take two more like that. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Finding that sweet movement of the spine. Inhale to lift. Spread the collarbones wide. Exhale to lower down. On your next inhale, walk the palms back underneath your shoulders, coming through tabletop, and then exhale your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. And then make a nice, calm, smooth walk to the top of your mat. Feet are nice and wide here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, press into the feet. Stay rooted in your base as you rise up. The arms are wide. Lift the chest. Exhale, palms to the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. As you exhale, you're going to clasp left palm to right wrist. Find that nice side body stretch, stretching from that outer right pinky toe all the way out through your right fingertips. Then inhale, come back through center. Exhale, other side. Enjoying those side opening. And then as you exhale, you're going to take your arms wide and fold back over your legs. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. As you inhale, step back with the left foot. Exhale, lower that back knee down. As you inhale, draw yourself forward, find your lunge. Exhale, shift your hips back, nice and easy, moving with the breath, allowing this movement to last the full length of your breath. And taking one more cycle here, inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, crawl forward. As you exhale, take your right knee to meet the left, and you lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. And then make your way to the top of your mat. Find that nice wide stance. Inhale. As you exhale, lower the hips and come back to Malasana. Low squat. If you enjoyed that movement on the first Malasana visit, you can come back to that. It's kind of nice to move side to side and explore the mobility through your hips. Or you could come and just find your still point in Malasana. And you know, this might look a little higher. It certainly depends on the flexibility in your hips. So you could be up here, maybe you're lower. So honoring your body wherever your Malasana meets you today, your low squat. Take another deep breath in from this still point in Malasana. Lift the head. Exhale, bow, forehead toward the fingertips. Inhale, lift the hips. Fingertips come down to the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, you'll step back with your right foot coming back into a lunge. Lower that back knee down. So this time you're going to swivel on your back knee and you're going to climb up to the top of your left leg. So you've created somewhat of a warrior two earthbound shape through your base. So that right knee is tracking just underneath your hip, and your left knee is right over the ankle. You're going to take your left palm and press it into the inner left knee. Your right palm comes to the right hip, and you're going to gaze over your right shoulder. So you're creating this opening through the inner thigh. The shoulders are relaxed. Finding that Ujjayi breath. And then you're going to extend both arms and look over that left palm, left fingertips. So warrior two arms, feeling that reach. Arms are like an extension of your heart. Take another deep breath in and a full breath out. Then you're going to extend your left foot out so that it's parallel with the front of your mat. Your right palm can come to your right hip. And then take your left palm, slide it down your left leg. Your right arm reaches high, and you find a nice side bend. Parigasana family, or gate pose. Breathing into the side body, stretching through your waist. And that area through the side of your lung. Take another deep breath in, full breath out. Inhale, come back up through center. As you exhale, you're going to take your right palm outside your right leg and then reach that left arm up and overhead. If it feels like the floor is far away here, you could always use a book if you have that around, or if you have yoga blocks, you could place that right palm on a block to bring the floor a little closer. Press down to the outer edge of your left foot and reach through your left fingertips. So you're creating this nice long line of energy through the side body. On your next breath in, press into your right fingertips. You're going to lift yourself up, come back into that gate pose shape, and then inhale through center. Exhale that right palm down, reach left fingertips away from your left foot, and you're going to connect these two shapes with your breath. Inhaling through center, exhaling over. Inhaling back through center, exhaling over. So it feels like a half windmill here. So you take one more each side. And then on your next breath in, use your core to come on back up. Take the palms down, frame that left foot, straighten the back leg. Exhale, take your left knee back to meet your right. Just draw the knees apart and the hips back, finding a moment in child's pose. Coming back into symmetry, breathing down into your hips, into your low back. Take one more deep breath in here. Full breath out. And then on your next breath in, you'll draw yourself back up into tabletop. Exhale the hips, up and back, downward facing dog. And then take that nice calm walk to the top of the mat. Keep the feet nice and wide so you're comfortable. As you arrive, inhale halfway and exhale fold. As you inhale, step back with your left foot. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, shifting the hips back. And then inhale, come forward. You're going to spin on the back knee. So you find the the back leg is now parallel with the back of your mat. And your right knee is tracking just over the ankle. You're going to walk yourself up so your torso comes right over the hips. From here, right palm kind of presses just inside the right knee or the inner thigh, left palm to left hip, and you'll gaze over left shoulder. Soften the shoulders. You could even roll them up by the ears and then let them relax down the back. And breathe. On your next breath in, extend the arms and look over your right fingertips. Reaching palms in either direction, feeling the stability through your base. Your right knee tracking right over the ankle, your left knee tracking right underneath your hip. And then you'll take your left palm to your left hip, extend your right leg, right foot is parallel, top of the mat. Let that right palm drift down the outer right leg, send the left arm up, and find a nice side stretch here. Breathing into the side body. The gaze can drift down toward your right palm or your right foot. Breathing into that side area of the body. And then inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, take that left palm down. Press onto the outer edge of your right foot. That right palm reaches overhead. And you create this long line of energy from the edge of your right foot all the way up and out through right fingertips. And if you notice your right foot kind of pop up, you want to anchor that back down because that'll give you the foundation to create the opening that we are looking to cultivate through the side of the body. If that foot comes up, you kind of lose that depth through your base. So press into the outer edge of the foot, reach through right fingertips. On your next inhale, come on up and find that gate pose shape. Inhale through center. Exhale, left palm comes down. So we'll connect these two shapes with the breath. Let's find a little flow here. Moving with the breath. Last one. And on your next breath in, of using that momentum of the arms, come on up, spin back to the top of the mat. Straighten that back leg and then draw your right knee back to meet your left. This time we're going to come back into puppy pose or anahata asana. It's the Sanskrit name for this shape. So the heart, anahata is the heart area, the energetic heart. It softens down toward the mat. Let your forehead rest here. And you can gently rock your forehead side to side. Letting any lingering tension roll off the back, the spine, the shoulders, and down into your mat, down into the ground. On your next breath in, walk the palms back underneath your shoulders. Coming back into tabletop. And then take a cat and cow breath, that same movement we began with, and notice the energy moving through your body. Check in, maybe note to yourself what's shifted since you began your practice. Good, take one more cycle here. All right. And then from here, we're going to make our way into a half pigeon. So it's up to you if you'd like to come through downward facing dog, you certainly can. Or you can simply come through tabletop. So nice and easy, we'll draw that right leg forward and let the left toes stretch back. So this is another place, so if you have a pillow or a bolster or something to support that right hip, can create that stability through your base. And then walk your fingertips nice and wide, tent your palms, inhale, lift the heart. And then as you exhale, let yourself come down, likely just onto your forearms. If you have a pillow or a bolster, you could place that right in front of you and let yourself rest on that soft prop. But otherwise, just stay on the forearms and let yourself pause. Cultivating Ujjayi breath and visualizing that breath flowing down into your right hip. It's like there's a trail of breath that you can follow as you breathe in. It flows all the way down to your right hip. As you breathe out, you're allowing any habitual tension to begin to soften. It might be through your brow, perhaps the backs of your eyes, or your jaw. So as you linger here in pigeon, just giving yourself the opportunity to reconnect with breath, to deepen your breath, and to feel like your breath is an offering of nourishment to your body. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. So I like to transition pigeon by pulling my left leg forward. So rather than trying to lift that right leg up, I'm going to pull that left leg forward. And let's take a moment. We'll come in to a symmetrical hip opener, bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. So take your feet together and you can either clasp your ankles or maybe you wrap your peace fingers around your big toes. And again, roll the shoulders up toward the ears and then down, just soften. Sit up nice and tall. Come into Ujjayi breath. If you'd like, you could find a little movement forward if that feels okay. That feels good in your body. You could take your forearms and press into the inner thighs. So find a little forward bend if you like here. Otherwise, you can simply stay upright. It might feel perfectly fine to stay upright without that bend forward. listening to your body. Take another deep breath in here. Full breath out. And then cross over your ankles. You're going to come back through tabletop. And if you came into pigeon through downward facing dog, go ahead and make your way downward facing dog. Otherwise, you'll simply draw that left leg forward and set yourself up for your half pigeon on the other side. The right toe stretched back, hips are square and supported. Fingertips are wide to begin. Inhale to lift the chest. And then as you exhale, nice and easy, draw yourself down onto your forearms or onto your prop. And come right back to that same focus on the breath. Nice deep inhale, full exhale. Audible exhales are welcome here to soften the jaw. Inhaling to nourish your body. Exhaling to release any layers of tension or holding. Giving yourself permission to linger here and simplify your focus. Notice if your breathing becomes shallow or you hold your breath and recommit to that nourishing Ujjayi breath. You might note any differences between this side and the other side. And take one more deep breath in here. As you exhale, open mouth, let it go. And then on your next breath in, nice and easy, walk yourself back up and then pull that right leg forward. Just a little different transition out of pigeon. So this time, we're going to take the legs nice and wide and come into a wide-legged, symmetrical hip opener. So fingertips can come behind you. I like to use the fingertips to help to draw my chest forward, press out through the feet, sit up nice and tall, soften the shoulders. And again, if you'd like, you can find that slight fold forward. It might be a deep fold, it might be a micro movement forward. Just allowing yourself to breathe here, a nice deep breath in, full breath out. And again, if it feels better to keep the fingertips behind you, that traction through the fingertips helps me to keep my spine nice and long and keep my heart open, chest drawing forward. One more deep inhale. Exhale, open mouth, let it go. As you inhale, nice and easy, draw the feet back toward you. All right, so to complete this practice, I invite you to take a rest on your side. And ideally, you'd lay down on your left side. If you do have a bolster to put in between your knees, that can be a nice way to support yourself. Otherwise, you could just come onto your side, have knees together. If you have a pillow for your head, great. Otherwise, you can find a little rest in the crook of your arm. And of letting go of any guiding of the breath. You can let Ujjayi breath go. And simply allow yourself to rest here. And you could place one palm on your belly and just lay your practice to rest, appreciating this opportunity to carve out some time for yourself. Offering yourself breath, offering yourself a little movement. Letting your practice soak into every cell of the body. And if you have the space and time, I would encourage you to set a timer for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. You can stay in that side cozy shape to integrate and rest. One of the most important aspects of being pregnant is finding that time to rest. So if you have that space and time, I encourage you, set a little timer, get really cozy, find a blanket to drape over you, and enjoy that modified Shavasana. If you only had a few moments to rest on your side, it's all good. You'll find more time later. It's been such a pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you so much for joining me in O2 Aspen. I look forward to connecting with you again very soon. Namaste.